All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews, and we are starting a new series tonight. It is Orphan Black, a show that I started, then stopped watching because of life. I never got back to it, and then the show got over with, and now I'm feeling like, hey, why not jump in right now? That way I don't have to, wait for new seasons. I can just kind of periodically put up episodes and binge watch it a little bit. So we're at season 1, episode 1. It is called Natural Selection. So this will have full spoilers in it if you have not seen the episode. A lot of you people probably have seen this. I am playing catch up. I did try to watch maybe most of the first season, but this was a few years ago, and I don't remember hardly anything except that it has Tatiana Maslany playing multiple roles as basically different clones of the same person. Well, I guess clones can have different personalities, but whatever. I'm started thinking about Star Wars, like Clone Wars, for some damn reason. But Tatiana Maslany, boy howdy, is she a talented actress, and she's not hard on the eyes either. Yeah. So this show starts out with, let's just jump right into it before I dig myself in a hole. So yeah, full spoilers. I have been really looking forward to this show, rewatching it, and it just kind of popped into my head today that I had never, finished it. So I hope this is good. All I remember is that there's some sort of conspiracy about the clones, because of course there is. That's just, if there's a bunch of clones running around and people want to, capture them and kill them, there's got to be conspiracy. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic way, but that's about all I know. And that the first episode is probably the only one that I may remember the most of. So it starts off with Sarah. She is a young lady. I'm sorry. I am so taken aback at how beautiful she is. It's kind of, I feel like some stupid asshole with a weird crush smile on my face right now. But she's on the phone trying to talk to her daughter. Things aren't going well. She's on like a train platform, and this other girl turns around that's near her, and she looks exactly like her. Just a little bit different as far as like hairstyles and clothes and stuff. She looks pretty desperate, and desperate is, yes, that is how I would put it, because she turns and walks right in front of the train. The effect there was a little bit but what are you going to do on a TV budget? So yeah, she gets totally pancaked, creamed, Wile E. Coyote'd by this train, and she's so taken aback by this. I mean, everybody's freaking out, looking at the body. And, if you just saw yourself walk in front of a train, you'd be pretty goddamn curious too. So she grabs the lady's purse that she kind of just left him there. Like so I don't really know what the hell's going on yet. So she, she's going through her purse. She finds a name, Beth Childs. She finds her house. She calls her friend Felix. Well, she sees her friend. She goes to see her friend Felix. I apologize. And he's, they're both like orphans. They're from foster homes, so they kind of grew up together. And you get the gist pretty quickly that Sarah's kind of a scumbag. she's kind of a criminal, like a low-level kind of criminal. And that prior to seeing a clone of herself get run over by a train, she had just gotten into a huge fight with her boyfriend Victor by throwing like a ashtray at his head and stealing his Coke and running off with it. And now she's trying to get her friend Felix to take the Coke and sell it. And this is where I'm also really pleasantly surprised that that Michael Mando's in this as Victor. I love Michael Mando mostly because of Better Call Saul, where he plays Nacho. Also because of the guy he played in Far Cry 3. Very memorable video game villain. The motion capture they did on him was fantastic. So I really like this guy. He's a pretty cool character actor. Got a lot of personality in that face. So she's trying to get her kid back from this person named Mrs. S. Now, I don't remember who she is. I can only maybe assume that she's like her mother or foster mother or somebody that was close to her. But being kind of a scumbag criminal and leaving your kid there and then taking off and not showing up for 10 months kind of makes it hard to get your kid back. So that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to get enough money to get her kid from this Mrs. S, and then her and Felix can run off together. She's got these delusions of grandeur that she's gonna, get some money together and just run off, and all her problems will be solved. But that's par for course on shows like this, where somebody's trying to make big moves quickly. But she does fall into some pretty lucky situation. So she goes to check out Beth's place. Now, I also got to say, when she's talking to Felix about how she just saw somebody get run over that looks just like her, he had more of a believable look on his face when he saw the driver's license, and realized it looked like her. He was like, holy shit. She's just more like, yeah, so I saw somebody that looked like me and they walked in front of a train. Like, it happens every day. I don't know. It just kind of bugged me just a little bit. Maybe she's in shock. I don't know. I'm sure this show has rabid fans, so any of you that watch this that really loves the show, please don't jump on my back yet. It's only episode 1, and it's just a little gripe. It's tiny. So she goes to check out the flat. It's a nice house, very nice house. She's got a beautiful boyfriend. Well, okay, Beth had a beautiful boyfriend, and she's looking at all the things that Beth had. Nice clothes, and you find out that she's got like 75 grand, or what is this? She talks British, Felix talks British, everybody else is American sounding. Are they in Canada? Okay, that's something I missed, so if somebody could please tell me in the comment section before I look it up as soon as this is over, where this is set at. Because her boyfriend's clearly American, and the money that she gets at the bank later is not dollars, so it's either Canadian or British, but why is everybody talking American? So I have to assume it's Canada, so probably like Ontario or Vancouver or something like that. Anyway, so she's seeing that she's got all this money in a brand new account, so automatically Beth, she not just looked crazy, jumped in front of a train, has a bunch of money put together, but she also seemed to have like this perfect life, or at least on the outside seemed like she had the perfect life. She started digging a little bit deeper, and things start to come out. So she decides to fake her own death. Let the person who jumped in front of the train pretend to be Sarah. That way she can just walk away from her old life, walk away from her creepy, weird boyfriend who comes looking for the cocaine and freaking out like all over the place. And so she can just kind of inhabit Beth's life temporarily, so that till she gets the money and she can just bounce. So she has Felix go to the morgue to identify the body, which is kind of a funny scene of him trying to identify, like he's half freaked out and half like fascinated, like he sees his friend laying there, a version of her, and he's disgusted and about to pass out kind of, but he's also like can't look away. It's kind of an interesting scene. Plus he's also kind of hitting on the morgue guy, while she is trying to inhabit this girl's skin, learn her mannerisms and how she dresses, because she has to go to the bank to try to get the money out, which she goes and she puts on the charm. And she's, from the beginning, like she's doing kind of a verbal hint from Usual Suspects. Like she looks around a room and just starts kind of like inventing stories and ideas from what she sees, and picking things up pretty quickly from what she's looking at a lot. If you notice in different scenes, she's picking up cues from things that she looks around to try to either solve problems or answer questions. She's very, very aware of her surroundings, and picks up on her surroundings very quickly. So that's a kind of an interesting part of her character. So she, has to put a rush on the money, but she can't get it right away. So again, she puts like I said, she puts the charisma on, gets the money maybe a little bit faster. But then she also finds out she's got a Social Security. She's got one of the boxes at the bank. So she looks inside and there's birth certificates for 3 other people. Well, 3 people, one including her. Now, she doesn't think anything of it. If I just saw somebody walk in front of a train, look just like me, then you see a bunch of papers that have your name and 2 other girls on it, you might think, maybe we're all the same. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a leap. And again, maybe I've seen too many TV shows. How would I react in real life? That's how I think I'd react. I'd start to think, maybe there's more of us. But again, I think it's just for story-wise, they need her to be as confused as possible so that as things keep piling up on her, the drama and the craziness just keeps leveling up and amping up till it's just fever pitch. So, Victor finds out that, or gets told by Felix that Sarah's dead. Mando is really great in this role. I don't know how many episodes he's going to be in. But when he goes down to the morgue and he's just so sad. I mean, he's a scumbag, but he's got emotions. He's kind of this weird, like, I don't know, for a creepy drug dealer guy, he's kind of funny. Especially when he shows back up all beat up and drunk and wanting to have a memorial service for Sarah. In the meantime, Sarah is trying to get out of Dodge, but then, okay, so she's trying to leave, and then this dude shows up, a cop shows up. She thinks she's being arrested, right? And it turns out that it's her partner, and that she's a cop. There was a car flashing lights at her, so warning her, but the guy gets her in the car. She doesn't know. She looks around, she sees the name, kind of like, again, like I said, looking around at her surroundings and solving problems, answering questions. She sees his name, Art Bell. So she knows that he's a cop. Let's just go. They get there. Then she finds out they call her detective, so now she knows she's a cop. She's freaking out. They clearly want her statement on something important, and she has no goddamn idea what they could possibly want. So she goes to the bathroom, and you got to give it up to the commitment, man. What do you do? Do you just go and just, I don't know. I have no idea what I would do in that situation. I don't know if I would have thought, drink the soap. Man, I don't know, man. But she drinks the soap, and when they bring her in to question her, I mean, she just throws up all over the place, which is great. It is a smart way to get out of a situation. So then when she gets home and she's trying to get her shit together, literally her stuff, that's when the boyfriend comes home, Elizabeth's boyfriend, and just begins to ask her questions because she looks different, she's acting different. It's nice to see that the writers know that people might notice things wrong with somebody instead of just automatically, accepting who is there. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Well, how would you react? I mean, no. If somebody really looked different, you'd have questions. So the thing is he starts asking the right questions that she doesn't want him to ask. And so I guess this kind of tactic works. I mean, she just jumps him. And I mean, this is a pretty hardcore sex scene for episode 1 on the BBC? I guess it's this close to Skinamax. Now, I'm not complaining because Tatiana Maslany is fine. Yeah. But it just kind of so you just bang this dude to get out of the questions? And you don't just kind of bang him. I mean, she's throwing him down on the fucking counter let's do, I guess she maybe, I don't want to question her motives, but she seemed pretty ready to do it. So, I don't know. Maybe she took one look at the guy and was like, I'd throw him a jump if he wasn't, if he was actually my boyfriend. But, please, I guess this is something that women can use whenever they want to get out of situations. I don't know. I hope they don't. I'm sure some do. Let's say that they only under extreme situations this happens. I don't know. I'm digging myself into a hole, aren't I? So the next day after that, he's walking around the house naked, bumping into her with his junk, which, yes, even if you were in a relationship, that might make you go, yeah, you maybe want to put some pants on and not just charge right up my ass. So she finds her, he gives her the car keys because she doesn't know where the car keys are. She gets in the car, and of course her partner, this is some dedicated partner. Like, look, she got sick. I know she's had some problems like going to this thing before, but he's following her around pretty closely. So I'd like to know more about why this guy's so paranoid of his partner. Again, yes, I realize that there was some sort of shooting that she was involved in. A civilian got killed because she saw a cell phone, or thought a cell phone looked like a gun. But I don't know what her partner is staking out her house for. So if anybody has a reason for that, please let me know in the comments. What did I miss? So she goes to the bank, she gets the money, he follows her to Felix's place, and then he breaks into her car, opens her trunk, finds the money. Now, she never goes back, she sees that there's a memorial service, so we jump to that. Now, you never see her go into her trunk, so I'm assuming that he took the money. I have to assume that she's gonna, because things can't go that well. She can't get the money. The show has to go on. If she gets the money, she can leave. So I'm assuming he took the money. And she's going to find that out. But why would he do that? Why would he break into her car? Why would he take the money? What is up this dude's ass? Other than she needed to make some statements about a shooting that happened. Unless he's more involved in stuff that I don't know about yet. So, So she's staking out her own funeral. And then, Mando's hamming it up, talking about how he was a piece of shit. There's a guy who looks like Lyle Lovett meets like Tom Waits there. And then Mrs. S shows up with her daughter, and she doesn't want her daughter to think she's dead. But then she leaves to go back to her car, and there's another version of her there. It's the German. She's got like a reddish dye job. She looks completely different except for like right in this area. And she's freaking out because she just wants to get out of there. She doesn't want anything to do with whatever's happening. But this girl seems very desperate. But when she finds out that she uses like a code that they must be teaching each other to make sure that they are who they say they are. So when Beth doesn't know the code, she's like, hey, who the fuck are you? Like you're not her. And out of nowhere, she is immediately, the German clone is immediately shot in the head, sniper style. So Beth has to get the fuck out of there. And she's driving away. She's got a dead body in the back seat, probably no money in the trunk. She's driving away from her fake funeral in her new fake life with cell phones going off. And she answers the phone, and that's immediately where the episode ends, is hello, and it cuts out. Kind of strange to cut out right at answering the phone situation. Maybe wait till the next episode to answer the phone. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be more tense if you don't know who's on the phone until next week. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Anyway, it's a pretty goddamn crazy pilot episode. This is how you start like a series. You just come right out of the gates and you flood us with everything. And there's action, there's sex, there's violence, there's comedy, there's drama, there's just everything in this. Sci-fi. So, very high concept, amazing acting by Tatiana Maslany. And and I can't wait to see where it goes next. I do remember that there's like a housewife clone, and there's this like really mental clone who kind of reminds me of one of the characters from the Dirk Gently show. I know it's not her. She just kind of reminds me of that kind of mentality. Like they're, you know, like one of the housewives is like married, and there is this conspiracy going on. So I'm really excited to see how this all plays out. If there are fans of the show on here, don't spoil anything for me in the comments. Tease me if you have to, but I'm really excited to do this. I hope I get some people that want to watch me review these episodes. I try to make them entertaining. I try to be honest. Don't mind my potty mouth. I can't help myself. So anyway, this is Rob for Smirking Gun Review saying if you like this episode or this video, this review, please hit the like button, comment, share with your friends, share with strangers, subscribe, that would be great. All that jazz. Hit the bell for notifications on any of the videos on my channel. We got a ton of stuff on there you'll find out. I've talked a lot today. So anyway, this is Rob for Smirking Gun Reviews saying thank you for choosing to watch this video all the way to this point, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.